Leicester City continue to be represented in Russia after England's penalty shootout win over Colombia last night. Yes, you read that right. England won a penalty shootout at the World Cup. City's Harry Maguire and Jamie Vardy were both involved in Moscow, and we'll have the reaction to their performances. But that's not all we're here for. There's just over a month to go until the transfer deadline, and City still have some business to do. A lot of that will be outgoing on. Claude Puel will be assessing which players are surplus to requirements during pre-season training at Belvoir Drive, now into its third day. As always, we want to hear your thoughts, so please get in touch with us over on our Twitter or Facebook pages. 1729 sticking on the World Cup theme because, well, why not? Leicester City goalkeeper coach Mike Stoel has praised Kasper Schmeichel for his World Cup exploits for Denmark. Kasper Schmeichel of Denmark saves the first penalty from Milan Bade of Croatia, not pictured in the penalty shootout during the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia round of 16 match between Croatia and Denmark. Schmeichel saved 3 penalties as the Danes bowed out in the last 16 to Croatia on Sunday night. Stoel told LCFC TV, "He's got himself in there as number 1 and we think the world of Kasper. I think the whole world had a bit of sympathy for Kasper. You don't save 3 penalties and 1 in normal time and come away in the losing team normally." 1705 Leicester City's Harry Maguire was as baffled as the rest of the nation when Colombia's Wilmar Barrios escaped with just a yellow card after his headbutt on Jordan Henderson in last night's World Cup last 16 clash in Moscow. Harry Maguire calls for VAR review after Jordan Henderson is headbutted. Image, Dan Mullen, Getty Images. I don't know how they reviewed it. I haven't seen it back, but if he has shown him a yellow card for it, it has to be a red card. From my view, he moved his head toward Jordan's face, he definitely made a connection and cut his lip. Credit to Jordan, he got back up and didn't retaliate. More here. 1623 KEYEVENTMOSCOW, Russia, July 3. Juan Cuadrado of Colombia competes for a header with Harry Maguire of England during the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia round of 16 match between Colombia and England at Spartak Stadium on July 3, 2018 in Moscow, Russia. Photo by Matthias Hengst, Getty Images. Leicester City's Harry Maguire says England have shown they have the temperament and the character to go all the way in the World Cup. England had to deal with some intimidatory tactics in their last 16 victory over Colombia as the South Americans tried to knock Gareth Southgate's men out of their stride. There have been a lot of questions about us about how we are a young team and that we don't have much experience. We have shown against Colombia that we are hungry, we are fearless. The boys showed great character. More here. 1554 Yep, is too. John Stones and Harry Maguire of England celebrate victory during the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia round of 16 match between Colombia and England at Spartak Stadium on July 3, 2018 in Moscow, Russia. Photo by Ryan Pierce, Getty Images. 1520 Leicester City defender Harry Maguire has been criticised for diving during England's World Cup win over Colombia by Manchester United manager Jose Mourinho. Mourinho criticised both teams for their antics during the last 16 clash, with referee Mark Geiger struggling to retain control of the game. Harry Maguire was in the thick of the action against Colombia. Photo by Francisco Leong, AFP, restricted to editorial use, no mobile push alerts, downloads. Photo credit should read Francisco Leong, AFP, Getty Images. I was surprised to see central defenders like Harry Maguire, normally he is a very honest guy, diving in the attacking box asking the referee for VAR. The players should feel the responsibility of playing in the World Cup in front of billions of spectators. More from the United boss here. 1450 Harry Maguire waves to the England fans in Moscow. Image, Andy Stenning, he told the Evening Standard. "I fully believed we would get the job done. Obviously we made it hard work for ourselves, we should have killed the game off. It was tough out there, they were solid and organized. We felt in control for the whole game, but we had a lapse of concentration and the set play swung the momentum their way. But going through has given us great belief we can go far. Is this a great chance to win the World Cup? Definitely. We have won a knockout game. We are into the quarterfinals. That hasn't happened recently. It's a good chance. The pressure might build a bit more, but we are ready for it. 14-19 veering slightly away from the England talk for a moment. Pre-season is always an important time for every player, but especially for the young, aspiring players looking to impress and force their way into the first team. For many, participating in first-team training and playing in the friendlies is the best opportunity they will have to catch the eye of Leicester City manager Claude Puel. For George Thomas, he earned his first senior cap for Wales in an end-of-season friendly, and has had a taste playing with top professionals. George Thomas made his Wales debut at the Rose Bowl. Image, Frederick J. Brown, AFP, Getty Images. I had a good season with the under-23s and I had a good experience with the first team towards the end of the season. I was on the bench a few times. I've got to take pre-season as it comes, try to get as fit as I can and see where I can impress, and take it from there then. To make my Wales debut was an unbelievable feeling. Much more from Thomas here. 13:43. As we all know by now, England knocked out Colombia on penalties last night. Most English fans were unhappy with referee Mark Geiger's performance, but so was Diego Maradona. Kazan, Russia, June 30th. Diego Armando Maradona reacts after France's fourth goal during the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia round of 16 match between France and Argentina at Kazan Arena on June 30th, 2018 in Kazan, Russia. Photo by Catherine Iville. Getty Images. Some quite unbelievable quotes here, via Argentinian television. I saw a monumental theft. I apologize to all the Colombian people, but they must know the players are not to blame. It is the man who decides who the referee is who is to blame. A man like that, Geiger, should not be put in charge of a game of that magnitude. With all due respect, Pierluigi Collina, as the man who designates the referees, he is very bad. He must apologize to the Colombian people. I told FIFA President Gianni Infantino that if I worked for FIFA I would change everything. It has to be transparent. That's why I didn't go there. The referee will know a lot about baseball, but he has no idea about football. The Colombian players asked for VAR and he did not give it to them. Twice the English threw themselves to the ground and he did not admonish them. This was theft. The penalty was not a foul. In fact, it was Kane's fault. The referee is looking somewhere else and when he turns his head, Kane is on the floor. Kane used his arm to hook Sanchez and then threw himself down. I repeat, why didn't the referee ask for the VAR? Colombia died standing. That's why I applaud them. 13:21 England now understands what Leicester City supporters have come to know, what Hull fans realised before them, and Sheffield United ones appreciated before that. Harry Maguire is one hell of a magnificent footballer. City centre-back Maguire produced his best performance of the World Cup to help the Three Lions into the quarter-finals, as Gareth Southgate's side beat Colombia in a thrilling, nerve-wracking, excruciating penalty shootout. It turns out that Southgate's son knows class when he sees it too. Full story. HERE 13:00 Leicester City rock, and now an England hero. Harry Maguire. Ladies and gents, 12:47, here's today's Mercury, featuring England's penalty heroics. Leicester Mercury front page, the 7th of April 1812. It's all in this handy grid. 12:03 Jamie Vardy's wife Rebecca watches England beat Colombia. Image, Andy Stenning. 11:56 watching on, Rebecca Vardy at the Spartak Stadium in Moscow. 11:49 key event. Fox's hero Harry Maguire has dedicated last night's penalty win to the country. It was the first time in World Cup history that the Three Lions won a shootout in the competition, beating Colombia 4-3. It was a knockout game. To win a game, to win a penalty shootout, things we haven't done recently in the past. Harry Maguire waves to the England fans in Moscow. Image, Andy Stenning, 11, 2911-15. High praise indeed from the Prince of Wales. 1111 KEY event. Jamie Vardy is facing a battle to be fit to take on Sweden this weekend in the World Cup quarter-final after injuring his groin in last night's dramatic win over Colombia. 10:06. Just look at his face, the passion, the emotion, the relief. Gareth Southgate celebrates as England go through to the quarter-final. Image, Daily Mirror, 9:49 p. event. Jamie Vardy was down to take a penalty in the shootout last night, but didn't because of a groin complaint, and now he's a doubt for Saturday afternoon's clash with Sweden. 9:38. And look at Harry now, guiding England into the quarter-finals. 9:31. Away from England, goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel can continue to grow at the King Power Stadium after a successful World Cup for Denmark, with interest understandably growing in the stopper. 8:57. The England manager on last night's win. We talked long and hard about owning the process, and they kept calm. Great credit to all our staff and the players who've taken everything on board, and we got our reward today. We looked at individual technique, we looked at how we needed to be as a team. The goalkeep is very important in that. I don't know if I didn't expect it, but we didn't rise to it, which was brilliant. A couple of times we lost our cool a little bit, but generally speaking we kept our nerve. Our fans that were here were brilliant, but it was almost an away game, so to deal with all of that was exceptional. It's something the players can always look back on now and draw on as an experience. We've talked about creating their own stories and creating their own history, and we've done a little bit of that tonight. We go to a quarterfinal, but I don't want to go home yet. Gareth Southgate with his family after the win over Colombia. Image, Aaron Chown, PA Wire. 8:41. Another rave review for City's Maguire. 0.0829. A great moment and one that we should be proud of. Football. 8:28. Harry Maguire has praised the work of the England coaching staff in helping the England team secure their first World Cup knockout win since beating Ecuador in 2006, and their first penalty win at the competition. To reach a final, you generally go through at least one penalty shootout, so we know it's important and we've worked hard. Credit to all the staff who have studied penalties for a numerous amount of weeks now, and it's paid off. Harry Maguire calls for VAR review after Jordan Henderson is headbutted. Image, Dan Mullen, Getty Images.